Hey guys, welcome to the MCAT preparation questions. This is submitted by another viewer on my Facebook Messenger area. So I've just cut and paste the question here just to kind of make it easy for me to kind of work through it. This question was actually requested a couple of times, so that's why I've kind of picked it and decided to do it for today's question. So what we have is, just to kind of start off with, we've got somebody that's actually purchasing some nails and bolts. And blah blah blah, they're going to might attend to purchase, stole by the assistant. So basically we've got 20 nails plus 40 bolts, and that's going to cost $12. All right, so that's fairly kind of straightforward. So what I'm going to do is, first couple of things is, I'm going to put down N is equal to nails, and I'm going to put B is equal to bolts. Alright, so from that first equation, what I've got is N plus bolts. Well, let's actually think about it. How many do I have? I've actually got 20 nails. So that's going to be 20 nails. It actually says plus quite big letters, so it makes it easy for us to kind of pick it up. Plus 40 bolts. And that's going to equal $12. Okay, so that's like a straightforward first set of equation there. And then you've got the second equation there where you've got 30 nails and you've got 30 bolts, and it's going to cost at least $15. And I think the key right now is this word "at least." As I mentioned in the tutorial yesterday, by the way, I do run live tutorials. Keep an eye out for them. If you see at least, at most, more than, less than, you're most likely working with inequalities. So in this case, because it's at least, this is the symbol we're looking at. And of course, we've got everything that we need. We've actually got 30 nails plus 30 bolts. And that's greater than or equal to $15. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that at least basically means this symbol here. So normally with simultaneous equations, what you have is, you've got the three different ways of doing it: substitution, elimination, and rearranging. So in this case, because of this symbol being here, I think elimination is just going to be a little bit tricky. So I'm kind of going to stay away from elimination. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange the first equation, which is this one here. So I'm going to put this as equation 1 and equation 2. So I'm going to rearrange equation 1, and I'm going to make either N as the subject, and then I'll show you guys how to do that from there. As for grades, I would actually assume that in this question, if you can actually get up to this part, normally if you write an equation and inequality, I'm assuming that you should be at least getting an achieved grade for it. But anyway, let's see what happens with this question. So I'm going to take equation 1. So equation 1 was 20N plus 40B equals $12, and I'm going to rearrange so that N is by itself. So I have 20N equals 12, take away 40B, and then I've got N is equal to 12, take away 40B, and the whole thing is divided by 20. Okay, so I can simplify this a bit further. So I can actually rewrite this as N is equal to 12 over 20 minus 40 over 20b. And when I do this, 12 over 20 is 0.6. Okay, but you can leave it as 12 over 20 if you're comfortable working with a fraction. And then minus 40 over 20, it becomes minus 2b. Okay, so what I've done is I've actually rearranged N, and that's in terms of b here. So I'm going to go back to that second equation, and I'm going to replace N with 0.6 minus 2b. So this was equation 1 I was messing around with. Now I'm going to mess around with equation 2. So equation 2 looks like this. 30N plus 30B is greater than or equal to 15. But I've just decided what N is equal to, as you can see in the pink highlighted part. So this is going to be 30 multiplied by 0.6 minus 2b plus 30b, and then that's greater than or equal to 15. So 30 times 0.6, that's 18. Now, if you're wondering how the hell I did that so quickly, you could have left it as a fraction, which means you would have had to deal with 30 times 12 over 20. And what you do is, because you can basically go, the two zeros cancel out each other, and then you've got 12 over 2, so that becomes 1 and 6. So 6 times 3 is 18. So that's how I'm getting this 18 rule. 30 times 0.6, just another way of doing it. Right, so then I've got 30 times minus 2b, which is minus 60b, plus 30b is greater than or equal to 15. So looking at my like terms, which is these two things here, and what I've got is, sorry, just messing around with my pens here, minus 60b and 30b will become minus 30b. So it's 18 minus 30b greater than or equal to 15. And then you've got minus 30b is greater than or equal to 15. This becomes minus 18. And I've got negative 30b is greater than or equal to negative 3. And then b is negative 3 divided by negative 30. And remember that because we're actually dividing by a negative number, the symbol actually switches over. And what we end up getting is b has to be less than or equal to 3 over 30 is 0.1, and the two negatives cancel out, so it ends up being 0.1. So we're just going to write a little statement, because if you go back to the question was what is the most Jack will pay for 1 bolt. So we just need to kind of say that as a statement. Jack will pay, this was 0.1, so 10 cents at most for 1 bolt. Okay guys, so I think solving this to the final part would actually get you an excellence grade. So I'd actually say doing it all the way up to here is excellence grade. And I think if you do rearrangement with substitution, generally we're talking about somewhere here. Even if you make like a mistake, if you can get to b is equal to 0.1, but you forget like that changing the symbol, then you can possibly get a merit for this question. Okay. Alright guys, that's basically it from me for this short little video. As always, don't forget to like this video and share this video with other people. Also subscribe and keep tabs on when I'm actually doing my live tutorials. That's basically it. Thank you for watching, and keep sending those questions.